The Gulf Sun doesn't care about marketing slogans. It beats down with 48 degrees of unrelenting heat, tests engines until they sweat oil, and turns tires into soft rubber puddles. And yet, year after year, one SUV doesn't just survive, it thrives. The Nissan Patrol. In 2025, it returns, sharper, stronger, and more luxurious than ever. But here's the twist. As much as the Patrol's legacy is built on its dominance over dunes, there's a quieter battleground you don't hear about in glossy ads: the garage. This is where owners either pay too much or know enough to send a mechanic into silent frustration. Today, we're not just reviewing the Patrol, we're pulling back the curtain on what it's really like to own one. From the rush of a 495 horsepower dune climb to the AED 4000 AC repair you can fix yourself for 80 dirhams. Performance, desert brawn, and city grace. The 2025 Nissan Patrol has always been unapologetic about its purpose. This is not a crossover that happens to be tall. This is a full-blooded SUV bred in a part of the world where asphalt and sand share equal importance. For Gulf drivers, the Patrol must do two very different jobs: glide dignitaries through Abu Dhabi's Corniche in air-conditioned silence, and then on the weekend, claw its way up the 300-meter face of a Liwa dune without breaking a sweat. Few machines can wear both crowns, but the Patrol manages it. It all begins with what sits under the bonnet. In its most traditional form, the Patrol offers a 3.8-liter naturally aspirated V6, producing 316 horsepower and 386 newton-meters of torque. This engine is old school in the best possible way. No turbos, just a steady, linear power delivery that feels unflappable. It's the long-distance workhorse, the one that will happily haul you and a full load of passengers from Dubai to Salalah without ever feeling stressed. Smooth, predictable, and easy to maintain, it's perfect for owners who value dependability over outright speed. But if the 3.8 is the patient camel caravan, the 3.5-liter twin-turbo V6 is the thoroughbred stallion. Producing 425 horsepower and a hefty 700 newton-meters of torque, this Patrol transforms into a muscular sprinter. Acceleration feels urgent, the turbos spool up with a deep growl, and dune ascents turn into a few short bursts of throttle rather than long, momentum-dependent runs. It's an engine that seems tailor-made for Gulf dune driving. Enough torque to pull you out of soft patches without digging in, and enough horsepower to crest steep ridges before gravity can think about pulling you back. And then there's the wild one, the Patrol Nismo. Here, Nissan's performance arm takes that twin-turbo V6 and massages it to 495 horsepower. The torque delivery sharpens, the exhaust note deepens, and the chassis gets a stiffer sport suspension tuned for high-speed stability. On a late-night Sheikh Zayed road sprint, it feels just as composed as it does hammering across open sand. In pure driving theater, the feeling when you floor it, hear the engine, feel the shove, and watch the horizon rush towards you, the Patrol still delivers that rare mix of authority and excitement. Whether it's the measured pull of the 3.8, the confident surge of the 3.5 twin-turbo, or the controlled aggression of the Nismo, it's the SUV that makes you grin every time you take the wheel. Design. Presence written in chrome and proportion. The Nissan Patrol doesn't arrive, it announces itself. At 5.3 meters from grille to tailgate and standing tall with a wide, square-shouldered stance, it's less of a vehicle and more of a rolling declaration. The sheer size alone commands lane respect, but it's the details that turn heads. The grille is unapologetically massive, a polished slab of chrome broad enough to frame a doorway, flanked by bold C-shaped LED headlights that carve through dust haze and sandstorm gloom with a piercing, almost predatory gaze. In platinum trim, the Patrol wears its luxury like a tailored bisht. Chrome accents trace the edges of its muscular body, the dual-tone paintwork adds depth and elegance, and illuminated puddle lamps project a welcome glow onto hot tarmac or soft desert sand. Pull up to a 5-star hotel in downtown Doha, and the valet knows exactly whose keys he's holding. Pull up to a remote desert camp in Liwa, and the vehicle still looks perfectly at home. Its design bridging the worlds of city opulence and raw adventure. Then comes the Nismo. Where the Platinum is a dignitary's limousine on stilts, the Nismo is the Crown Prince's sports toy. Aerodynamic sculpting tightens the Patrol's visual bulk. The sportier front fascia cuts through the air with sharper angles, and red accents at the lower grille and side skirts shout performance from 100 meters away. Even parked, the Nismo feels like it's in motion, a stance achieved through subtle lowering and wider tires that plant it firmly on the road. And that heritage is baked into every proportion. The tall roofline gives rear passengers a sense of airy command. The wide track ensures stability at highway speeds and during off-road descents. The rear design, with its chrome bar, LED tail lamps, and solid bumper, signals durability. Even the way the Patrol sits when parked, with its nose slightly elevated, seems to suggest readiness for whatever lies ahead. The truth is, the Patrol's design isn't just for show. In the Gulf, an SUV's aesthetic credibility matters as much as its horsepower. People notice what you arrive in. A Patrol says you respect tradition, but aren't afraid of attention. It's as comfortable outside a royal palace as it is beside a line of sand buggies at a desert festival. That's not an accident. It's decades of Nissan understanding that in this part of the world, design isn't decoration, it's identity.
Interior. First-class cabin for desert royals. Step into the 2025 Nissan Patrol, and the first thing you notice isn't the size, it's the sense of occasion. This isn't just a cabin, it's a high-altitude lounge with wheels, a space where your gaze meets sweeping dunes and glittering city skylines instead of clouds. The seating alone could tell you this is a vehicle built for Gulf royalty. Deeply cushioned, wrapped in diamond-quilted leather, and equipped with both heating and cooling, the seats feel as if they were engineered for this region's extreme contrasts, from chilly desert nights in winter to oven-hot August afternoons, where the air outside could fry an egg on the bonnet. The panoramic sunroof turns every journey into a cinematic experience. By day, it floods the interior with natural light, casting soft highlights across the leather and brushed metal trim. By night, it frames the Gulf's star-studded sky or the neon glow of Dubai Marina. It's the kind of feature that transforms a late-night drive into a quiet moment of luxury. Front and center sit twin 12.3-inch high-resolution displays. One serves the driver with clear, modern graphics for navigation, performance data, and safety alerts. The other handles infotainment duties, linking seamlessly with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and Nissan's own connected services. Menus respond quickly, animations are smooth, and the interface has been fine-tuned for intuitive control, even while wearing traditional attire that might make reaching across the cabin a little awkward. Then there's the 12-speaker Clips audio system. More than just powerful, it's tuned to deliver a full-body, detailed sound that makes music feel alive. A delicate oud solo resonates with warm authenticity. A deep bass drop in a Kaligi pop track hits with the weight you'd expect from a high-end home system. combined with the Patrol's acoustic insulation, which keeps out wind noise even at 140 kilometers per hour. The cabin can transform into your private concert hall. Technology plays an equally important role in comfort. Nissan's ProPilot Driver Assist subtly manages lane keeping, adaptive cruise control, and braking in heavy traffic, taking the strain out of those long, fast drives between cities. Meanwhile, the My Nissan app allows you to pre-cool the cabin before you even step inside. Not a mere convenience here, but a survival tactic when midday heat turns car interiors into saunas. Imagine walking toward your Patrol in a Ras Al Khaimah parking lot at 3 p.m. in August and finding the leather seats cool to the touch. That's not luxury, that's salvation. Against this backdrop, the Toyota Land Cruiser Hybrid takes a more pragmatic approach. Its cabin feels strong and purposeful, with controls built to withstand years of use in harsh environments. There's a sense of durability in the switchgear, and the layout prioritizes function over flourish. It's a great environment for expedition-style travel, but it doesn't quite match the Patrol's visual drama or tactile indulgence. The Ford Expedition plays a different card: sheer space. Its third row is roomier than the Patrol's, making it the better choice for consistently carrying more than 6 adults. Cargo volume is also generous, swallowing weekend luggage and camping gear without folding a seat. But the trade-off comes in cabin atmosphere. While the Expedition is comfortable, it lacks the material richness and cultural styling cues that make the Patrol feel like it belongs both at a royal reception and at the edge of a desert campfire. In the end, the Patrol's interior delivers something rare in this segment: the ability to make every drive feel like an event. It's not just a place to sit, it's a space that frames the Gulf lifestyle in leather, glass, and chrome, offering the refinement of a luxury sedan with the commanding view of an off-road giant. Off-road capability, the king's domain. This is where the Patrol stops being just an SUV and steps into legend status. In the Gulf, off-road prowess isn't a brochure gimmick, it's a birthright. Out here, the desert is the ultimate proving ground. Soft, shifting dunes will swallow the unprepared whole. Rocky wadis will snap axles if you're careless. And the summer heat? It's a silent executioner of engines. The Patrol has been shaped by decades in this arena, evolving into something more than transport. It's a trusted tool, a weekend escape ticket, and a symbol of readiness. The secret lies in its adaptability. The Patrol's adaptive air suspension is like a master dune driver in electronic form. With the push of a button, you can raise the ride height to tackle deep sand ruts or lower it for better highway stability. 5 distinct terrain modes: sand, rock, mud, snow, and sport retune the engine mapping, gearbox behavior, and traction control to suit your surroundings. Switch to sand mode and throttle response sharpens, while gear shifts hold longer, keeping the revs in that sweet torque band to float you over crests. Drop into rock mode and the system eases throttle sensitivity for precise crawl speed control over uneven stone. But it's the cooling system that truly makes the Patrol a desert champion. This isn't just a larger radiator. Nissan engineers have spent decades perfecting airflow, fan speed management, and transmission cooling specifically for Gulf summers. Even after hours of hard running across Liwa's rolling dunes in 48 degrees Celsius heat, the Patrol's temperature gauge stays steady. No limp mode, no loss of power, just relentless pull. For those who want to push further, the Pro 4X trim adds armor and grit. Heavy-duty skid plates shield the underbody from jagged rocks. All-terrain tires bite into loose gravel as easily as they grip wet sand. Reinforced suspension components take repeated abuse without bending.
Even the recovery points are overbuilt, a nod to the reality that in the deep desert, self-rescue isn't optional, it's expected. The truth is, the Patrol doesn't just survive off-road in the Gulf, it thrives. It was designed with this environment in mind, from its torque curves to its underbody armor. And it's not just about capability, it's about trust. In a place where the nearest road could be hours away, that trust is priceless. Pricing, a crown for every budget. In the Gulf, price isn't just a number, it's a signal. It speaks to who you are, how you drive, and even how you'll be perceived when you pull up to the Modulus or a Marina Valet. The 2025 Nissan Patrol understands this dynamic better than most. With a starting price of $239,900 AED for the XE base trim, it plants itself firmly in the serious SUV category while still being attainable for government fleets, private family buyers, and corporate use. From there, the ladder climbs. The SE trim layers in more technology and comfort. The Platinum brings full luxury appointments, and the flagship Patrol Nismo tops the chart at $449,900 AED, where exclusivity meets adrenaline. What's remarkable is that each rung on this ladder still carries the same core Patrol DNA, the heritage, the desert readiness, and the brand prestige. That means even the base XE, often seen in fleet or government service, commands the same respect in traffic as the Nismo thundering past on Sheikh Zayed Road. In a culture where SUVs are more than transport, that matters. The Patrol enjoys one of the strongest resale values in the entire SUV segment. This isn't just a bragging point. It's a practical advantage in a region where vehicles are often sold or traded within 3 to 5 years. A well-maintained Patrol, especially in Platinum or Nismo guise, can retain a significant portion of its original value, meaning your cost of ownership over time is far lower than many rivals. Dealers know they can resell a used Patrol almost instantly, which feeds the cycle of strong resale. Ultimately, the Patrol's pricing strategy is like its personality, broad enough to welcome many, but tiered to reward those who want more. Whether you're buying your first serious SUV or adding another jewel to your automotive crown, there's a Patrol that fits and holds its value. In a market that respects heritage and rewards wise investment, that's worth as much as any chrome badge.
Mechanics hate this: Patrol maintenance secrets. Here's where the review shifts from showroom sparkle to garage grit. The Patrol's design hides a few money-saving truths that some mechanics would rather you never learn. Take the Desert Service Premium. Many garages will insist your Patrol's dual filter intake needs replacing every minor service because of sand exposure. In reality, for mostly city driving, it can last twice as long as they claim. Checking it yourself takes 30 seconds and can save you AED 500 or more per service. Oil change intervals are another soft spot. Dealers may push 5,000-kilometer changes with special desert oil, but with Nissan's approved synthetic and genuine filters, 10,000 kilometers is perfectly safe under normal Gulf driving. Over a year, that's half the oil changes and half the cost. Some veteran Patrol owners even send their oil for lab testing to prove it's still within spec at the longer interval. A small investment that builds confidence and shuts down upselling. Brake pads. Mechanics love to sell a full set swap at 20% wear. Patrol pads, especially on higher trims, are over-engineered and can run another 8,000 to 10,000 kilometers without issue. That early replacement is more about padding the garage's bill than protecting your discs. The same goes for suspension bushings. Unless you hear knocking or feel steering play, there's no rush to replace them just because of visual cracks that don't affect performance. Cost-saving tips for Middle East Patrol owners. Learn your dashboard. The Patrol's check engine light can be triggered by something as simple as a loose fuel cap. A basic OBD2 scanner, costing less than AED 100 online, can tell you the issue instantly, the same way a garage does before billing you AED 300 for diagnostics. Buy consumables yourself. Genuine wipers, air filters, and oil filters are widely available in local parts shops for much less than dealer prices. Independent garages will often fit them without complaint, cutting 30 to 50% off routine service bills. For tires, shop around during seasonal promotions. Many Gulf retailers bundle free balancing, nitrogen fills, and alignment checks. Time your big services. Pre-Ramadan and post-Eid are slow seasons for many service centers, and promotions can shave AED 1000 to 1500 AED off major maintenance. And keep your underbody clean. An AED 50 wash every few months stops sand and salt from slowly eating suspension parts. For desert enthusiasts, a quick post-trip rinse of the radiator fins and air intake can prevent overheating and keep the Patrol breathing freely for years. Anecdotes from the service floor. One Sharjah owner was quoted AED 4200 for an AC system replacement after complaining about weak cooling. Instead of signing the bill, he asked to see the faulty part. It turned out to be a clogged cabin filter. AED 80, 10 minutes to replace, problem solved. Another fleet manager in Abu Dhabi runs a dozen patrols by bulk buying filters, pads, and belts from certified suppliers. His annual maintenance cost per vehicle is 35% lower than market average, and his patrols perform flawlessly. In Dubai, a longtime patrol driver avoided a costly gearbox replacement after a second opinion revealed the issue was only a worn transmission mount, a repair costing under 600 AED instead of the 9,000 first quoted. In Ras Al Khaimah, a desert guide swears by carrying a small toolkit and spare belts in his patrol, claiming it has saved multiple trips when out in remote dunes. And in Al Ain, a family reduced their service bills by nearly half simply by scheduling all 3 household patrols together, leveraging bulk discounts from their trusted independent garage. One Muscat-based owner even negotiated free labor for minor jobs by sticking with the same workshop for over a decade, proving loyalty can pay in unexpected ways. In Fujairah, a patrol enthusiast runs an informal part swap network with friends, trading spares and tools to keep costs down. And across the UAE, many veteran patrol owners say the real secret isn't avoiding the garage, it's knowing exactly when and why to go. Strength, smarts, and savings. The 2025 Nissan Patrol delivers on every front that matters to Gulf buyers: presence, performance, luxury, and off-road dominance. Against the Land Cruiser Hybrid, it wins on emotional engagement, heritage, and pricing flexibility, while conceding efficiency. Against the Expedition, it wins on regional tuning, heritage, and resale, while giving up some cargo space. But what sets it apart for the smart owner is knowing the maintenance game, understanding which services are essential and which are just profit padding for the garage. That's the part mechanics hate: an educated patrol owner who enjoys the thrill of 495 horsepower without bleeding dirhams in the service bay. And that's the 2025 Nissan Patrol. Power, prestige, and a few garage hacks to keep your wallet happy. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Gulf's King of the Road, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss the next car truth the brochures won't tell you. Until then, keep your tires aired, your AC cold, and your adventures wide open.